Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. Sulman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, breaker of 7 seals. It's fear. Keep coming back to this because fear is the emotion that going to dominate this period of time. Apocalypse, Armageddon, war in heaven. Fear. Because fear is a result of change, loss of power, negative change, fear. And the ruler, Adam, who's been ruling, is being dethroned. His power's being taken from him violently. It's going to cause great fear. You already see now, America's in fear now. You have to understand what fear is and recognize the signs of it and the icons of it. Mr. Trump, icon of fear. Okay? If you analyze what he's saying, if you're smart to analyze what he's saying, I'm going to make America great again. That means women. You mean it was great? It's not great. We had loss of greatness. We lost something. We got to get it back. That's fear. Fear motivates you to alleviate pain. Right? See? Because fear is like a mental pain. And the primary motivation in life is to avoid pain at all costs. If you take life down to its fundamental, that's what it's about. Avoid pain. Avoid pain, mental pain, physical pain, right? That's what drives most of your decisions. It's going to be painful or not. Right? Maybe if it's painful, but would it benefit me? This pain will create, pleasure. But when you boil it down, that's what really drives most people. Drives everyone. Pain. Avoidance of pain. The nations, back to Dr. Shabazz time, they recognize the energy deprivation. They fully aware of it. But they wanted to avoid the pain of it. They wanted to avoid the pain of it. And Dr. Shabazz says, no, we're going to take the pain. Because if we take that pain, right, it's going to be great pleasure come out of it. It's worth it. It's a sacrifice. Everybody said, man, no. Remember, they was fully aware of this whole situation. Remember, these were kings, prophets. If you want to, well, I wouldn't say prophets, where you could say that because they could see the future. I mean, they looking down 50,000 years future, and they all agreed that energy deprivation was coming, so they had full knowledge of the situation. It's just, how was they going to deal with it? The quality of it. Like I said, we can't control the quantity, we control the quality. And so their main motivation was the avoidance of the fear that will come because they knew it would be loss of power, loss of control. So how do we avoid that? All kinds of things, avoid it. Dr. Shabazz says, no, don't avoid it. Take it head on. See, because there's other sides of this. You want to come out on top of the other sides. And they say, man, I ain't doing that. They look at it, man, and things that would happen, and especially, their women, how they would be ravaged, and the women had to go along with it too. And a lot of women said, man, I don't want to do that. The women that tribe Shabbat says, okay, very wise women say, okay, but you better avenge us. You better restore our honor and dignity. We go along with you. Because they didn't go along, Dr. Shabazz couldn't have done anything if the women didn't go along. And the women was fully aware of what was going on too. So, okay. And that's what that promise is going to be made. It's made and kept. That's what is motivating me right now, is that promise. We promised them. Because they would be humiliated. We was humiliated by them, by the humiliation of them. But they suffered direct humiliation. We suffered mental humiliation. They suffered physical humiliation at the hands of face masters, was raping them and everything else, forcing them to raise them. I don't want to go into it because you understand what I'm saying? So they said, oh man, I ain't doing this. And they had all kinds of ways to get around it. But they also knew that Dr. Shabazz, remember, they started talking to Dr. Shabazz right after that. Because right after that was kicked out of what you call Arabia into what you call Africa now. They started the process right there. Said, man, you don't do that. Because you come out of that, man. If you come out like you said, man, you're going to crush us. Because you're going to start a new civilization. Let me put it this way. It's a simple thing, right? Say women control the world, right? Well, they know that they couldn't match our strength. The only thing that can take control back from them is our strength. So they put a ban. You cannot, like they told, we could not read. Why would you tell people you can't read if they were stupid like dogs? They said it was animals. Why would you wouldn't put a law that a dog couldn't read? What's the point? They told us we could read because they knew we'd be smart and they if did read. They said they banned. You cannot go to the gym. You cannot do any exercise. You can't do any of that stuff. They have to. Otherwise, you go in, you strength, you take over again. You see? So that, right? But they know if you got a secret gym going somewhere and they can't find it, they know it's okay. We know they're out there, but when they get strong and they come out, everybody watch out for them. They do. Make sure you destroy them right then. Otherwise, they're going to take over. They have control of everything. Because if we come in, if you create, you got all the diamonds, all the coal, and the coal, some coal going to a lot of pressure come diamonds, they're going to create a diamond reality where coal is just fuel for fire. See? I mean, if coal rules, right? But if a diamond, if some coal is transformed to diamonds, then they're going to make a world of diamonds where coal is just fuel for fire. So we can't have that. No, we got coal, man. We're cool. We keep everything's cool. But that comes in, he going to make, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it says, oh, nations attack us. They've been planning against us for 50,000 years. I said, if you go through that process, we cannot let them come out of it. See, you think this stuff is just, the scripture telling you, these people plan, they mean they wise. They know, they wise enough to know what's going on. They just don't agree with, just because, I mean, I say 5 plus 3 is 8. Well, you might say 2 plus 6, you might not argue with that, but still 8. And they knew what would happen if we went through that process. We'd be humiliated and everything else. He said, if they come out of that, don't let them come out of that. They come out of that, they'll come into a new world, they'll be stronger than us, more powerful than us. And in their world, we'll be nothing. We'll be nothing. See? I'm trying to get you to understand this is not a game. These people, they say they conspire. How can you conspire? You don't know something about you don't know anything about. Why are all the nations conspiring? Because they all hear the idea. Now, well, you say, what about Yaqub's creation? Remember, they was a tribe. They were original tribe originally, and that's their solution to become rulers during this time. Dr. Yaqub says, look, y'all go this process and y'all rule. Y'all be the gods for 500,000. I don't know if he told them a limited time, but y'all be the gods. That was their solution. They didn't come out of space nowhere. They came out of us. There was a tribe that went through that process like we went through a process. We went through the Holocaust, and they went through the grafting process. We also went through a grafting process. Well, you could call it grafting because that's what Dr. Shabazz did. He did the opposite. He made us strong as we could possibly be. Structure. See? And think of discipline. I'm going to get off track. Think of discipline as structure. See, because it's built into us, but it's not built in them. They can apply it, become right. But to do that, they have less. They have to take. It takes energy to have discipline. Discipline requires energy. But if it's part of nature, then you don't have a choice, right? Because that's part of your nature, but it's built in. But with them, it's not built in. They have a choice. They can apply discipline or not apply it. If they apply it, they have power. But if they apply it to the extent that we have it, they wouldn't have any power anymore because they have the same problem we have. They have to use all the energy for discipline, right? So therefore, the benefit of limiting the discipline, having external energy instead, get them power. You understand? Let me put it this way. I'm going to go off track here. Discipline requires energy. But ours is built in, so we have no choice. So if you get $1,000 per day, and it costs $1,000 per day to have to maintain discipline, you have no energy for anything else. Right? But it only costs. But if you got $1,000 and it's not built in, choose $500 worth of energy, discipline. Then you got $500 for those things, and you got discipline, so you got power. See, because you have $500 worth of discipline, $500 worth of energy, but we have $1,000 worth of discipline, no energy. So 0 times anything is 0. Let me move on. So they had a choice. That was their decision. But their structure would be weak. In a collision, they wouldn't survive. Under pressure, they could survive with so much pressure. See, by limiting that, I mean, they could survive it by applying maximum energy, maximum discipline. But then they wouldn't have any power. You understand? They had to apply maximum discipline. Well, in that situation, they have, they've been, well, I don't want to get too complicated here, but you do the analysis. Right? Because I'm getting ahead of myself here. See, that's why those things come up like, there's about those that survive the tribulation, that goes into captivity, right? See, now another path. Let me stick with this. So it takes energy for discipline. All the nations had their ideas. And they said, but if we went with the process, we'd be weak. They said, but they, right? Like I said, they wouldn't hide, they would hide a secret gem somewhere. So we was over here, right? Totally encircled, totally constrained. So get maximum pressure, right? By maximum resistance, maximum opposite creation in terms of diamonds. And so that, well, once we come out, start energizing, we're going to start making the world a diamond world. Because that's our minds are diamonds. We have diamond minds, and that's what makes a diamond world. Which diamonds can stand a lot of pressure, but pressure they can't withstand. And move on. So the nations are gathered together. They're waiting for that. Except the dragon, Luke says he was waiting for the child who was born. They was waiting. They watching. And you've been asleep, and the only thing is that's Suleiman's job is here to take and wake you up. He says, wake them up. Preach to the four winds. Because you got the strength to take them out. And they watching to make sure that doesn't happen. Okay? And so the fear is rising now. And then you got the dilemma. And that's what's going on right there now. Are we negotiating? We're going to do this. If you understand the INJIL, right? Understand pressure. If you understand pressure and vectors, they can talk all they want to. The pressure's going to increase. The pot's going to boil. On time. It just depends on how much water's in the pot, how high the temperature's up. And all you do, if you understand the calculation, well, it's going to take 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. So we know it's near the boiling point now. We see the bubbles. That war's going to take place. They're not going to negotiate their way out of it. Just like I told you, JCPOA wasn't going to, they want to talk way out of that. And the angel talks about, now that's another chapter. I think it's chapter 11. That's another chapter I'll probably get into. But now we're talking about, I'm focusing on chapter 12. And that's my new platform I used for a while. Right? It's 12. It's 22 chapters. Angel. That'd be 22 days if I can do it every day. And I got the ones for the Daniel, 12 chapters for the Daniel. Right? And so if for some reason I get some demand for a certain chapter, I'll work on that chapter. I get sufficient enough demand, right? But right now I'm working on chapter 12 because that's talking specifically about this war. Okay. Another thing, lately, just off, like, in the INJIL, I've been mostly focused on getting, first of all, once I got into it, realized what I'm dealing with. That's my idea what I was dealing with. I started focusing totally on getting information out. That's what people need. They want this information. I never really thought about how it affects me personally. I think if I thought about that, I might have backed out. I don't know. Because I didn't know it would be 30-some years at a time, and a lot of other things too. I didn't know about demonology at the time, and family issues. I didn't know all that, All I know is going to be 100%, whatever it took. I wasn't going to be, But like I said, then I never really looked at how it affected me personally. I said, let me get this information out. And over the years, I really never, up and down a little bit here, but lately, like I've been really, I said, well, how does it affect me personally? I started looking at it more deeply. For certain reasons, right? And I said I had those dreams when I was a child, and I never really reflected on that much in relation to this, right? Now, so I had one particular dream. It says I was climbing this mountain, right? And it got darker and darker. I got so weak, at the point I got to, I just couldn't move anymore. I was totally wasted, totally. And I got inspiration. I was actually crawling, crawling up. And I got to the point where I just couldn't go anywhere. I was totally dark. Couldn't see anything. Couldn't see my hand from my eyes. Couldn't see myself. Couldn't see the mountain. I couldn't see anything, right? And I just couldn't. My strength was just gone. And then I got inspiration. Just go one more, and that's when I touched the top of the mountain. Didn't know I was anywhere near it. And everything lit up. Man, it was like bliss. If you never tasted this bliss, I know cracking a kid have nothing on bliss, but this stuff, ooh. Right? I mean, like I said, when I was in Vietnam, I was a marijuana emperor, right? And they ain't come anywhere near what I felt in that situation. And I said, I thought about it, I said, what does that really mean? I mean, then I thought, I said, oh, it could mean I gave everything. I gave everything into it. When time came, I had to give it everything. I didn't hold back anything. That's the way looking at it. I didn't look at it that way because I just look at it, I'd be whipped out, wired, tired. But that says, oh, well, that's another thing. Look at it another way. I gave everything into this message. And that's what's required. See? That's if you want to be a part of this message. But let me move on, okay? So it's fear. And they just are fearful of us. They're fearful. And if you understand the angel, that's what it's saying, that they're fearful. It says, particularly the devil says that was the greatest fear, that we end up taking them out and leaving the land, leaving America with Farrakhan. Said, we're not going anywhere. Calling Elijah and Muhammad liars. Okay. Fear. So look at fear from different angles. Okay. But again, that connects to our situation because our rise. See, we're like in a cave, and there's a big rock in the front of the cave, keep you locked in. You can't move. You don't have strength enough to move the rock. Somebody got to move that rock for you. And that's what's talking about Jesus. Remember, they put him in the tomb, and they put a rock over it. That's what it's talking about. I teach you all these things. Once you understand pressure, understand vectors, and then you start reading those scriptures, you understand what they're saying. That rock is false Israel. It's keeping our minds locked in a cave. If they swim on to move that rock, and then it becomes alive out of the cave because you was dead in the cave. And that rock didn't make sure you stayed dead in that dark cave. And someone comes and move that rock. See, all this stuff. That should be an easy call right there. But no one stepped up to it. Fear. So great fear Because once that rock is moved, because they said once we come together as a great army, no one can stand before us. I'm going to explain that a little more in detail in a minute. Go on, brothers and sisters. Fear. It says right here, this is very illuminating passage here. Men's hearts failing them for fear. What fear? For looking after those things that are coming, anticipation coming to earth. If you understand your key, coming to America specifically. For the powers of heaven. One heaven is shaking. Who's got to be their powers? They can't be feared because somebody else's power is their power. Something happened caused them the power to be weakened or shaken or lost. And it was a loss of power. If it's shaken, it's some loss. This happened in the Middle East. That's going to be so dramatic as, of course, their hearts to fail. Strokes, seizures. Just in seeing it. It hasn't got here yet. So he said, what's going to happen when it gets here? So in other words, something there is going to cause something to happen here. That's what it's saying. Something there is going to cause them, their mind, to recognize something that's going to be affected here. And as far as Israel goes down, the question about who's Israel is no question anymore. You got to be. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And our people already have this uploaded in their minds, still don't understand it. See? That's why Mama got you in church, yeah. Mama getting that Bridget uploaded, but she don't know it. You don't know what it is. She uploaded that INJIL on you. See? All this is designed. See, because they had the book. Remember? Who did Lamb had to get the book from? He had to get the one sitting on the throne. But the one sitting on the throne, they ain't Jesus, that's Satan. They had the book. He had to get the book from them. See? Open that book, move it, right? Move that rock. That's it. He had to get the book from them. Open that book up. Then things start happening. All nations of fear. And that's where they be attacking the land. They keep attacking the land. Doing the Demon Island. Who would make war with the land? They would make war. It said 10 nations. Look, all the nations. These 10 kings make war with the land. Who's the 10 kings? The dragon made war with them. The demons made war with them. He's the one they got to stop. He's the one that Master Muhammad's protecting. He's providing protection. He got his own protection, but Master Muhammad providing protection too. He said that was the whole scripture. The scripture says he will provide protection. You don't have to worry about anything. Right? Okay? You got to worry about getting cancer, Farrakhan. Job didn't get cancer. He's connected with Job. Job didn't get cancer. Said, Job, you lose his children. He have more than he had to. Tell me how you gonna have more Farrakhan? You gonna have a Tesco translation or whatever. A transplant. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? He's got to fight everybody. Who's like to make war with the beast? You got to take down the beast. You got to take down the 10 kings. You got to take down the demons. You got to take down Legion, the top demon. He's got to do all this. And then finally, you got to go to war with Esau. You got to go to war with Ishmael. He's a warrior priest. And you ain't got time for bullshit. So take your bullshit someplace else. You ain't got time for it. All right? Let's move on, brothers and sisters. And see, he's their prescription. Because he's talking about removing their fear. And you better read what he's saying. He said, make America great again. He got little private things about, we're going to send homegrown criminals down to, somebody going to tell American citizens, he might send niggas down there. That's their ultimate plan. Make America, when was America great? America was great when they had you in the fields. That's his objective, to get everybody back under control like it was before, when America was great. And in his opinion, America was great when we was back in the fields. Right? picking cotton. Doing what Master says. But you don't understand that. You don't understand that, man. I'm not told to get you, brothers and sisters. See, because you're in that cave with the stone all covering the cave, the door, the opening of the cave, and it's totally dark in there. And I'm moving that rock, but I got a lot of resistance. Moving that rock, I try to move it, right? And I'm moving. You got Ishmael, Jeffrey, Farrakhan. See, I'm pushing that stone out the way. They're trying to keep it put. You ain't going nowhere. That's Farrakhan. See what I'm saying? I'm pushing the rock out the way. They're on the other side trying to push it the other way, keep me. But I'm making progress. See? I'm making progress. See, I'm pushing the rock out the way, cover so light come into the cave, so you wake up, come out, and they call. Oh, and see, the bottom side is when you gotta be careful when you're pushing the rock, because you might fall and the rock might roll over you and crush your ass. Yeah. He has no power. His power, it tells you in Mark, they had no power over you anymore. Only the mind. You still had their mind. And once the mind was moved, that was their ass. They had no power over you. It said, you broke the chains. As soon as he come to free you. That's why he come to free the captives. I had a conversation with some brothers in prison a while back, right? They was contacting me a few years back, right? I was trying to tell the brother, man, he's interested. I said, brothers, I said, y'all, you in prison by your own, you lock yourself in prison. I said, how do they keep you in prison? Their mind has to keep you in prison. They have a key, but it's the mind that controls that key. And it's a war of minds. Your mind's more powerful than theirs. They can't hold you in there. If your mind's more powerful than theirs, there's no way in the world they can keep you in there, because there's mind that controls that key. So if your mind more powerful than theirs, it means you control the key. And once these brothers understand that, they're out of there. They're out of that prison, just like that. Boom. And it's going to happen in a minute. But matter of fact, I'm going to give a big proof by shutting this off, right? So it's going to go, right? They're down there, most of our, and fear. Most it's fear is what they're using to control us. It's mental. See? Past experience. Be careful. And so therefore, we're afraid to jettison their mind. Partly because we don't know about any other mind anyway. See? So we're afraid, so we do what they tell us to do. When we don't have any fear anymore. The tiger has no teeth or claws, but you can't see that until you open his mouth. Then, where's the teeth at? What happened? That's about to happen. I will destroy the wisdom of the wise. The time is over. That means the wisdom of this time, the wisdom of the 500 years is over now. It doesn't work anymore. The wisdom of the winter does not work in the spring. It's destroyed. So if you're going to take the winter wisdom into spring, it's worthless. How to build igloo? What about a damn igloo? How to make snowman? What about damn snowman? See? We're going to make some big hot stoves and stuff to keep warm. What do you need that for? You sound stupid. You build all that stuff for. Okay. You're going to, scripture, to alleviate your fear. You're going to remove your fear. Gain control again. But what's the part? They lost control of us. That's where the fear is coming from. They lost control of us. That's what said in Mark. They start losing control in the so-called Civil War. Every 50 years, an energy burst. They start losing. So now, it said at this point, they've lost control. You understand? Only that's the last element of it is just your mind. Because you don't know any other mind. And that mind's not even working anymore. That's the problem. See, you got the same problem with their minds they got. Their wisdom ain't working no more. And that mind that they gave you is not working anymore. So you say, wait a minute, I'm doing this stuff. And Matt's telling me it ain't working, man. The economy's going bad. I can't. This ain't working. See, it's not working for you either. Because your mind's based on their wisdom. Still Bible, and it's not working. So you say, wait, things ain't working out right. So see, black folks getting all angry and upset. You see what I'm saying? Because the mind ain't working. Because you got their mind. Their mind will not work. In other words, saying the mind of this world is about to be destroyed. And you'll be destroyed too if you hold on to it. But we can replace that mind. Activate the angel mind. Because your stuff ain't working anymore. Say, man, this ain't working. I got this problem. I got that problem. This ain't working, man. Economy's about to go bad. Relationships ain't working. Because you go to a new world. It affects you too. Like I said, if things have affected them, it's affecting you, going to affect you too, as long as you still got their mind. You're going to be in great fear also initially. But if fear have you're going to be in great fear too initially. You're going to be attacking everything else until you get your mind. Until you just in their mind and get your mind. But you're going to be, that fear is going to hit you too. Because a lot of you out there, man, fighting for false Israel. Praying for false Israel. It's going to shock you too. And then you're going to realize, how long is it going to take you to make that transition? That's something wrong, and make the calculation. How long is it going to take you to do that? Under attack. That'll say panic. You're going to go to a panic mode. But you got a way out. See, so you must stand with a ladder. Here's the ladder. You climb up out of this shit. You don't have a ladder. But you have a ladder. So I came in and put a ladder, place a ladder for you to climb up out of it. But you're going to be in a state of fear too, because as long as you got their mind. So the man was hollering, screaming. What was he hollering, screaming for? Because he happy? That mind was tormenting him so much so he's beating himself up. It tells you that mind wasn't work for him either. You see how stuff comes together, brother and sister? That mind wasn't work for him either. He had their mind, it was working against him. He was having bad luck. They wasn't working for him, hollering, screaming, looking for a way out. He was looking for a way out. Seeking to measure the covenant. He was looking for a way out. They saw the Son of Man there. Boom! Got there fast. Hey, man, get this mind off of me, man. It ain't working no more. It's painful. With this goddamn mind. See, that's what you're going to want to get rid of this mind in a minute. Some of you want to get rid of it now, but you don't know any other no alternative. See how the story fits in, brothers and sisters? All fits when you start thinking, if you ain't capable. Okay. I want to talk a little about the sisters, and then I want to talk. Then I'm going to get to chapter 12, right? Commentary, priceless beauty. Let's look at this for a minute. That's a bustle there. Now, when I was growing up, I mean, even we didn't have those because they don't have behinds. They not don't have them. See. And this was a big thing, was growing up because they didn't have them. And back in the so-called slavery, we still slaves now. We just in economics, we still like employees, still slave. You understand what slavery is? Before the devils came along, there was no unemployment, no concept of that. Work with somebody else. It was a community work, it's a family. Like you see Evans in the tribes in Africa. You wouldn't employ anybody. Everybody worked together. It's like your body. You gonna say your arm is an employee? Your legs an employee? No, it's part of the system. And you work together. We were employees. Right? Okay. So right now, your employee's still a slave. You're just an economic slave on a high level, but you're still a slave in America. We won't have any employees when we get home. Won't be no such thing as an employee. Okay. So they didn't have any butts. So the master preferred our women to them. So they have artificial butts. That's what bustle was, artificial butt. And the problem with artificial butt was, is that with the artificial butt inspired, the passion that inspired, once you took the clothes off, that passion went away too. So that was a problem. So you had to take clothes off in the dark. Otherwise, right, they got to set over that, you know, it'll disappear, you know, excitement goes with it. And you got to deal with mass, you got to mess with our women, which you shouldn't have touched them. See? Because they were jealous back then. I tell you, they hate out, they jealous of us. Okay. So I did some research. I was trying to find how all of a sudden they got natural butts, look like natural butts. I said, wow, how did that happen? I had an idea. So maybe that's why I bring the Hispanics across the, you know, having children by them. So maybe that's, I said, oh, well, maybe that's a little far-fetched, right? So I finally figured it out. So it's called the Negro butt. It's called Negro butt. See? So the idea is that she go to her husband or her father, whatever, and say, go give me a, you know, give me a Negro butt. See, because you got a flat butt, right? You want a butt. So this is a procedure, right? So they go out and find a Negro butt or a demon to do. They take him, pat him on the head, you know, so they, I love you, Jesus loves you, right? So they happy, enthusiastic, right? They take him, right? And they take him and she bends over and they stick his head firmly up there her ass, firmly up her ass. Make sure it's locked in real good, right? Then tell him, you start blowing. Then it blows her ass up. Oh. And it lasts for a week. Sometimes months of you get blow real hard. I said, but yeah, that was cool, right? So that's how they did it. Right? But then after a month, they said, but I keep doing this, man, over and over again, man. So they said, well, they're trying to come up with a solution now. They're trying to genetically modify, right, a Negro butt or a demon to a real midget size so they can stick them up permanently. Oh boy. Anyway, you see this right here? We know something. No lips, but oh, all these lips. Now, if you go look, this is her mother. Then she got those lips from her father. Now, no animal on the planet has lips. Only thing have lips on is humans, us. They don't have them. That's why they invented lipstick, invented the bustle, rouge, all this stuff. Right? Put stuff in the hair to give it hair life. It goes hair like a dog, just hang down. See, no life in the hair. Right? That's why they go bald so fast. That's another reason. That's you gotta understand how hair works. But see, Abraham, you don't have no lips. See, no animal has lips. Only people have lips is our people, right? Maybe Asians, dark Asians, but our people have lips. That distinguish us. See? Now look here. Now see, she got those Walmart lips. Let me make this a little bigger, brown scissors. Okay. Walmart lips. Unless you think she got the lips from her father? Right? No, that's her mom right there. Did she have lips from her father? Did not have lips. Check my sound here. Oh, no sound? Oh, what's going on? Okay, I messed over again. Good thing I checked. Why no sound? again. No sound. No sound. Oh. Okay. Listen. Okay, I'm getting sound bounces. I turned something off by mistake. Okay, I'm good. As I was saying. Oh, okay. Let's see. Made that mistake again. She didn't get others from her father. Okay. That shows the creation, but then and so they said they're envious. Envious about women, envious of us. They can't tell you that because we maintain our form. See, they had to give some of their form, their structure, to avoid energy deprivation. And that tribe, they gave almost all their form, right? They gave their complexion, their lips, their hair, eyes, all of it. Most of the structure they gave up. We maintained our structure and maximized it. You see? Now they're trying to get us to destroy our structure. Right? That's no story. Move on. That's Mom's her. And she didn't get those lips from her daddy. See, they didn't give some of their form, their structure. This was going on, and now they're trying to get you. I trick out women to try to model after them when they're trying to model after you. It's like a tiger trails its tail. See here? Real deal here. It's the wannabe. That's the real deal. That's the wannabe. See, she got the Negro butt. Oh, they must have perfected us. You don't see him. He's up there somewhere blowing that ass up. Right? That's the real deal. They try to get her to try to model after this. So if you the real deal, that's the fake wannabe, and then you trying to be like the wannabe who's trying to be like you. See how the guys all confused, messed up? Nah, that's beauty right there. That's precious. That's worth more than gold. I have her before I have all the gold in the world. And she's worth more than gold. That's beauty. That's gold. That's personification of beauty. Look how beautiful she is. You want to be looking back at her. I want to be like you. That's what I want to be. Over here, it's the real deal. And if something that's valuable, hold on, balance this for a minute. But something that's valuable and precious, it's precious. You take care of it. You don't just throw it in all over the place, right? You got a Lamborghini, you put it on the street. You put it in the garage. You get the best insurance on it. You keep it covered so the weather don't mess it up, right? You better take care of it because its price is valuable to you. But you got a little Volkswagen Beetle out there, beat up, you don't care. You leave it on the street, right? You don't care where it's set, right? If rain hit, you don't care. You probably don't even wash it. Probably don't take care of it. As long as it gets you where you want to go. And that's what I'm saying, but I says, why would you want to, you are the personification of beauty. I'm just saying that. You are the definition of beauty. Before you, there was no beauty. The original being had beauty and strength. But you, separation, you put beauty, you made beauty it. Because you personification, be all beauty. So you all beauty. Like I say, you got XX, you all beauty. Man is half strength, half beauty, but you all beauty. You all of it. All of you. Every one of you. Elijah Muhammad says, when you get back, and I don't know about all this, right? But I accept it. He said, Matt Muhammad told him that when you get back home, no matter how you think you look now, because you ain't looking like you're supposed to look, because you're eating this pork and all this other stuff, he said, when you're back home, your natural beauty will come out. Right? And you're going to be transformed. Like I said, be transformed in a twinkling eye. You're going to be, all your beauty's going to come out, because right now it's hidden. Because when you out there working, you got to put up with this, you got to put these Negro butts, that's whooping your butt and everything else, right? Ain't taking care of you. You got to put up with all that nonsense, right? Eating bad food and diabetes and everything else. So your beauty is hidden. So you say, because he says, this is ugly. Yeah, well, she might be ugly because she's eating that pork and everything else. But when you get home, it says your natural beauty will come to say, every one of you is beautiful. Every one of you is beautiful. Every one. Even the Quran says, I forget how the Quran says, I should show that verse of how your eyes will be like personification of beauty. You understand? So why would you want to go out and just give it to everybody? Just show it off everybody. See? Here. Like they do. But they trying to show everybody, see, I got a butt. So they walk out next, see, I got a butt. Pants are okay, you see crack of the ass. I got one. They're trying to show everybody I got something. You don't need to show anybody. You rich, you ain't got to show anybody anything. It's poor people that are trying to show everybody they got something. When you got something, you ain't got to go out and explode. You know you got it. You got to accomplish, you got it. I got $1 million. You got to go walk around the street with a $1 million sign on. I got $1 million millionaire. The one that don't have $1 million, that's the one that says, here, they got to tell everybody, hey, man, I got money, I'm rich. A whole different attitude. So you got to just explain all the why. You got it. Make them pay for it. I ain't telling you I'm a prostitute. Man, let them come in, man. They got to do the right thing. Take care of you, take care of them babies and everything else, man. So you got to make, hey, you want this? You got to pay for it, buddy. You gonna sit around here and have me in Popeyes and everything else? Nah. This is valuable, and you better treat it like it's valuable. And you be showing everybody else. You understand? Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Let's move on. Okay, now we get to my main, anything I want to talk about here. I'll let get to if I can talk about it, remember later. Oops. Hold on, brothers and sisters. I got it.
Her crown of stars 12, and sign great was seen in the heaven, woman having been thrown about the sun, and the moon underneath the feet of her, and upon the head of her crown of stars 12, and in belly having, and she is crying out being in birth pains and being tormented to give birth. And was seen other sign in the heaven, and look, dragon great fiery red, having head 7 and horns 10 and upon the heads of it 7 diadems, and the tail of it is dragging the third of the stars of the heaven, and it threw them into the earth. And the dragon has stood in sight of the woman the being about to give birth, in order that whenever she should give birth the child of her it might eat down. And she gave birth to son, male, who is about to be shepherding all the nations in staff made of iron, and was snatched the child of her toward the God and towards the throne of him. and fled into the desolate, where she is having their place having been prepared from the God, in order that there they may be nourishing her days 1260. And occurred war in the heaven, the Michael, and the angels of him of the to war with the dragon, and the dragon warred and the angels of it, and not it proved strong, not but place was found of them yet in the heaven. And was thrown the dragon the great, the serpent the archaic, the being called devil and the Satan, the making to err the being inhabited whole, he was thrown into the earth, and the angels of him with him were thrown. And I heard voice great in the heaven saying, right now became the salvation and the power and the kingdom of the God of us and the authority of the Christ of him, because was thrown the accuser of the brothers of us, the accusing them in sight of the God of us of day and of night, and they conquered him through the blood of the Lamb and through the word of the witness of them, and not they loved the soul of them until death. Through this be you making yourselves well-minded, heavens and they in them tending, lo the earth and the sea, because stepped down the devil toward you, having anger great, having known that little appointed time he is having. And when saw the dragon that it was thrown into the earth, it persecuted the woman who gave birth to the male. And were given to the woman the two wings of the eagle the great in order that she may be flying into the desolate into the place of her, where she is being nourished their appointed time and appointed times and half of appointed time from face of the serpent. And threw the serpent out of the mouth of it behind the woman water as river, in order that her born by river it might make. And gave aid the earth to the woman, and opened up the earth the mouth of it and drank down the river which threw the dragon out of the mouth of it, and was made wrathful the dragon upon the woman, and it went off to make war with the leftover of the seed of her, of the observing the commandments of the God and having the witness of Jesus. And it stood upon the sand of the sea. woman saw the dragon that it was thrown into the earth, it persecuted the woman who gave birth to the male.
Okay, brothers, this is the nations, according to INJIL. So here, what I'm showing here is falls Israel on fire. Now, I don't actually mean fire. I don't actually mean fire. Hold on for a second, boss. Let me change something real quick. Mm-mm. Boss, it's a little technical issue here. How are you doing that? Okay, well, okay. It's doing the hard way. I don't know why it's doing that. Just 1 second, brothers and sisters. Still working on a couple of bugs. Almost there. Okay. Okay, I think it's going better. Excuse me. Okay, what I'm attempting to show here, brothers, is the nations, right? So I got the original nation on top, right? False is on the bottom. God can make God on top of them. China, India, and Africa, right? And original nation here, okay? So let's proceed. Now, when I say fire, I don't really actually mean literal fire. I'm trying to convey the idea is that when you heat something up, right, The molecules move faster and faster. That's what fire is. Fire is moving really extremely fast. So you see it in terms of fire, right? So as if you have something like wood, okay, it's stable, but you can move fast, fast, faster. Well, fire means that our molecules move around really fast, right? See, if it's water, you see, instead of fire, you see boiling. So outside in just the air, like the boiling and the effect of same idea, right? Because both of them, boiling and fire, turns into smoke. So if you're talking about water, you're talking about boiling. That's fire. When you're talking about water, you're talking about something solid like wood, something up there. Well, the boiling is when it's burning. That's like the boiling, okay? And then if it's hot enough, then it transforms into steam or smoke. Steam and smoke. Smoke is like the solid side of steam. Right, both are very hot. See, because smoke, it means that fire it's lost all structure. So now it's smoke, but smoke is hotter than fire. Right, because smoke cools down. Right, smoke's hotter than fire, so steam's hotter than boiling water. Right, because it gets hotter, then it turns into another form. Cools down. Right, it's like water cools down, it turns into ice. You see what I'm saying here? So what I'm saying is that false Israel is like all of them under the same pressure, but it's causing them to go into flames. In other words, they move around real fast because the heat, so it's in low structure, they move around real fast. Now if you put heat, you put like water, right? And I'm trying to think of something else. But I mean, it's different things boil at different temperatures, right? Depending on their structure. So water burn, right? So you put here. So the other ones, when false Israel is moving real fast, the other ones not moving that fast. So they're not on flame down on fire yet. Just false Israel. That's why you see right now they killing all the stuff down over there. That's not evidence of their power. That's evidence of, right? There's no structure and they're on fire. That's weakness. Because if you're on fire and everything is not fire, I mean everything is cooled down. It's not affected by the fire. You see? But you are. Because I mean the pressure is so great, it's causing you to go into flames, get real hot, temperature hot, move around. That's why fire is hot temperature. It's moving real fast. It's colliding. That means you're colliding. That means more people being killed. That's war. War is collision. Well, is a level of intensity. Low intensity, right now, if you're talking to people, you have a relationship, whatever, that's collision. It's just low intensity that you enjoy. See, the interaction of man and female. It's low intensity. It's contact. It's interaction, but it's low intensity and you enjoy it. High intensity, uncomfortable. High enough intensity, it's violent. Might be fighting, punching, arguing. High enough intensity, you get hotter. And you start beating, you fight each other. High enough intensity, you start killing each other. It depends on how intense the collisions are. A 5 mile an hour collision ain't the same thing as a 10 mile an hour collision. Same thing as a 20 mile an hour collision. 30 mile, depending on who's colliding. A 5 mile collision between a Lamborghini and a Volkswagen Beetle might result in a Volkswagen Beetle being totally destroyed because that's, if I understand correctly, a Lamborghini is made of solid steel. She says you got to put all these factors in. So that's why you see false Israel right now is on everybody plant watching. They're on fire over there. They're killing everything because it's not their mind that's driving. The mind is driving the quality of it. The quantity of it that caused them to be on fire, they can't control that because the universe energized and everything. Everybody's been energized, right? But that's the effect of having them because when energized, it means more pressure, more intensity, more heat. But it's affecting them more than anybody else. That's why you see the flame starts over there because they're the weakest. And so they burn everything, right? Colliding, killing. See? That shows that they're the weakest, right? That's why we got to understand. We got to read these things. That's why the flame starts there. See? Now, so that's why it's fine in Europe, in European countries, because they're the weakest. And they're the weakest of the weak. You understand? So it starts there. And then it starts getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. Then the flame spreads, and something else can start getting hot. China starts getting hot. Right? You know, when they're in flames, China may be really hot, but not flames yet. But hot. You see what's going on in the world? The India right behind it after. You see this? And us, we like, we ain't moving at all. Us got niggas, they dumb and stupid. No, because we're the best. It don't look good. I said, man, how come we can't wake up? We don't need to wake up because we ain't worried about it. We made a steel, man. We don't care if the house get hot. Don't bother us. We don't even know that, but that's the reason why we act like that, because we're the best. Got to understand how to look at things. I mean, I look at it and say, man, my people really stupid. Yeah, well, they're stupid. According to this world, because we ain't doing anything. Everybody's reacting. And say they smart because they reacting, because they're just dumbest. We're just wisest, but we just don't know it. Because we're naturally not reacting. It's our that mind is caused, but still, our nature is calming that mind down. We still got that mind that caused us reacting because of the mind they gave us, but it's our nature. Because remember, it was the nature that drove them to the Son of Man, not his mind, because he's his nature son. He saw it from a distance from his nature, not his mind. And then he got rid of that mind. So your nature's calming you down, even though you don't know it, because you got that mind. Your mind is all violent because you got that mind. So your minds are inflamed, but your nature's calming it down. See, people burn up, but their nature and their minds on fire. You understand? So I'm trying to show you the mathematics behind it, brothers and sisters. This is exactly what INJIL says will happen. Let's move to the next one. Okay, I can't believe I did that too. So I leave it. Okay, so now it's getting hotter. So what's happening? America's getting, God can make us, it's getting inflamed. All Europe is getting inflamed. You see? God can make us specifically. They're getting activated. They're going to attack Iran. Who's inspiring them? The heat they're getting from false Israel. Right? Heating them up too. That's why I say, false Israel, why is it driving this thing? See? There it is. They're hiding that. The heat is spreading. So it's spread to them. God can make us. They're over in the Middle East too. They worry now because what Israel, false Israel's doing. You see the connection? So now they get hot. Hot enough for war yet, but close to it. They're supporting it and everything else. So pretty soon they're going to be, well, the next one. Too hot. False Israel was taken out. In that case, America, God make us on fire. In Europe. See? False Israel gone. See? He just spread it. They just getting hotter. It's just too hot for them. It burned them up. They're gone. See? Now Europe is on fire. See? Whole Europe is on fire. Remember, consider this. Remember, before it goes out, the fire, the boiling turns into steam. The fire turns into smoke. That means you had construction, there was fire, but the fire was breaking the structure down. Trying to go into Master's bone says the fire was breaking the structure down. When you see fire, something starts breaking things down, that's why it turns right color and black, and then it all turns into smoke. The wood turns into smoke eventually. The fire takes it, breaks down, then eventually it all goes up into smoke, right? So it has no good structure at that point. That's what happened in false Israel. See, they're talking about civil war and everything. Oh, it's total structure's coming apart. The military and everything is going to fall apart. Because right, they got all the division over there right now. See, they're fighting everybody else. They got division amongst them. That's what it's saying. Turn to smoke, and then you're going. Once you turn to smoke, then you're going. First the fire, Fire turns into smoke, and then you disappear. And that's what's about to happen here. Total civil control. Everything gonna break down. The military to break down, government to break down, everything. To have no control. And when you turn to smoke, right, you have no power to control everything around you. But remember, you would, but you control the nature of things around you, because if you circle, then you forcing, the area that you control is a circle. You controlling that, so you got a form. But when you go smoke, there's no form. That means, because you holding. Remember, for instance, you ever seen a can? They take the air out the can and the can collapses because the can was strong enough to hold it, to control the nature of the air around it. So the nature around it couldn't, right? Couldn't crush it. But once you took the air out, it crushed it. It controlled the air around it. You understand what I'm saying? So, forces control the people around it, the airs and everything else. And once it turns to smoke, they can't control it anymore. It just craps on them. You see, that's exactly what it says. They're going to cannibalism. They're going to tear them apart because they're going to turn to smoke. Have no control. Mature, no government control anything. They're under siege. They're going to come in and crush them, tear them apart, take them out of existence, totally crush them. But they're going to turn the whole structure going to fall apart. Nothing they can do. They can talk all they want. They can negotiate. Remember, what's driving this is universal contraction. You understand what I'm saying? And now, America's turn. Right after that, they start losing structure. Right? They lose control of us. That puts great fear. They have structure. We're part of the structure of America. We're part of the structure. So now they lose control. They have that structure. They start losing control of everything else. They got all this diversity I was telling you about. Lose control of everybody. So you have total chaos in America. No control. Very little. And it's fading. The last control they have is over the military. They have to control. And this race will control martial law, which they're talking about now, which only lasts for a second, long enough to attack us. Then that fails. Then have total chaos. No, turns into smoke. No. And when that happens, right, they control the air around them. They don't control it anymore. So what's around them? China and India. Close right in, crush them. You see the math there, brothers and sisters? They won't be able to withstand them, because they have no structure anymore. The fire burned their structure. We have no structure, right? Then the air around you just crushes you, because your structure was holding it out, keeping it out. See what I'm saying? They turn to smoke. And so when you go tribulation, you're going to be walking through smoke. That's why they won't be able to harm you unless you smoke yourself. That's why the demons are going to be exposed too, because they're going to be, see, you're going to have fire mind, but your mind's going to be removed, and you're going to have the angel mind. But demons, they can't take that, so they're going to still have the fire minds. They're going to be violent. They're going to be violent too. That's what it said. They're going to have a demon war. They're going to be violent too. And then they're going to turn to smoke. They're on fire. They're going to be on fire, mentally and physically. That was talking about that demon war, that locust war, 5 months. You see, I tell you, it's all mathematical, brothers and sisters. See? So they're going to be on fire. America's going to be on fire. It's going to be everybody's going to be fighting against each other. Total. No organizations get worse and worse to eventually, by the time in China rolls in, it will be no organization. So nothing. The whole thing will be totally broken down. They won't be able to withstand them at all. Won't be able to put up a fire and fight anything. Because the military will be broken down. Everything will be broken down. Okay. And Mr. Trump, by that time, they probably Gaddafi'd him by then. Because they're going to blame him. He one of the first ones they're going to blame. Even though it ain't his fault. What's going to happen, he just gave quality to it. When I say quality, your instruction comes, it's up to you. Which way it comes. How you going to be crushed. Right? So if you're a thief, maybe you lose your hands. Maybe you lie, maybe you lose your tongue. You understand? I'm just trying to explain you the quality of it. So America's total structure break down. They can withstand enemies. Now, the only ones that won't be able to stand that, right, is those devils that are applying the law. See, because they'll maintain structure. They're applying law, they're applying discipline. The so-called Christians, they're going to stand and be more disciplined. They're going to try to join on to the people in tribulation. Can we be with y'all? See, that's why I call Son of Man the hope of the Gentiles. Can we be with y'all? They're going to try to go along with you. Because now they recognize who you are. I want to be with you. See? And so they're the only ones going to be able to survive because they won't turn to smoke. See, because the other ones, you can't take the kingdom anywhere. They totally messed up. They're out of it. They cannibals, everything else. These will still have some structure enough to withstand. They didn't turn to smoke. Right? It's still hot, but they ain't turning to smoke. And some going to try to join on to the people in tribulation. Not that we're going to set them as part of us, but they can hang and they follow instructions, ain't buying. Right? But they're going to hereafter as servants. So they'll be taking captive all the nations. You understand? That's what's going on, brothers and sisters. That's how it works. And then what? Now, America's heating up. Europe heating up. That's causing China to heat up too now. China's heating up. Not as hot as America, but it's hot. Right? See, now China and India's heating up. America's causing, getting hotter, it's hotter. It's getting hotter. Everybody's getting warmer and warmer. Now, we ain't on fire yet. Right? But we hot. Hot enough to come together. See? When what's happening to them, it just makes us come together, take form. Receive Hajj. Remember Hajj, intense pressure. It says instead of going into flames, intense pressure either cause you to go in flame or cause you go into Hajj. If you're powerful, strong enough, you go into Hajj. If not, you turn to flames. So everybody get hot. But we go into Hajj. Those that can. Everybody, if you can't go into Hajj, you ain't gonna make it out. See what I'm saying? Because everybody's on fire, but you on fire too, but you achieve Hajj on that level. They can't. So now China is on fire. China, India. America's about to turn to smoke. You see? You understand? That's the way it works, brothers and sisters. It's the mathematics of it. Then they take out America. And you got Africa and us left. I'm just going to take a deal on that one for this. You understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? So when I say fire, I'm talking about, right, heat, right? It's starting to break apart. They ain't turning into flames, they haven't turned to smoke yet. But they're hot. They're in war, collisions. See? So that's the effect. That's how everybody's affected. But by that time, fossils are gone. They burned a long time ago. They couldn't stand the heat. America, they went. They turned to smoke. So they turned to smoke. The China collapsed in on them, took them out. And China's on fire. Africa's on fire too, not as much as them. And we on fire too, but we achieve Hajj. You understand, brothers and sisters? That's the way it works. They can't achieve Hajj because they're not made of the material we're made of. So here, just showing, right? Everybody, how everybody fits in there. Think of it. See, it's getting hotter, hotter. See? That background shows getting hotter, hotter. False Israel goes into flames. Sets America on fire. Right? It's so hot, false Israel can't withstand it. America's on high fire. It's still going, but it was too much false Israel. They burned up. And then China gets hot, gets America, but America couldn't withstand it. Now China closing on America. America's gone. America, Magog was gone. So I'm saying, brothers and sisters, Trying to show you the math of it. Okay, I must do this from right there. Same, no, just another view. Another view. What happened there? Okay, I got an arrow. I messed that one up. Why I keep doing that? Hold on, brothers and sisters, I can't do it like that. Hold on. What's going on here? What's that? 61? Okay. Okay. What's in here? You know? Okay, I got what area here now since it. That's this one. Okay, I'm just going. There. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna bypass that. Something wrong there, but since I forgot one over the wrong there. Okay, bypass it. Yeah, Aaron, that I'll do it again tomorrow. Just bypass something wrong there. Okay, you can look at this, brothers and sisters. Let's talk about Adam and Eve. You can read at your own leisure. Let's talk about the Adam and Eve story. It's not what you think it is, right? And bottom line, I'm sure. Well, I'm sure that as far as INJIL is concerned. Somebody eating that tree. Eating that tree, talking about taking us out. So you can go back and read it on your leisure. I'm not going to do it here, but. Okay. Hold on. Let's see here. I have to correct all this. I might have to pass it. Anyway, brothers and sisters, another error on my part. I forgot the sound on this. So, anyway, what it's talking about here is, I'll tell this again tomorrow and I correct it. It's talking about the story about Cain and Abel. So what happens is that Cain represents false Israel. Cain takes out his brother Abel as Syria. It's getting your timing here, right? See, because he's just two. Adam and Eve had three sons, Cain, Abel, and Abel Cain was wicked, but Abel and Seth were righteous. So it says he killed Abel. He killed Abel. This is something you got to understand. Angel key for that. He killed Abel, right? Then he was cursed for it, right? And then you got to put the whole story together. And then you have this thing about the serpent telling Eve. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this is I messed up, brothers and sisters. So I'll talk about this again tomorrow. I thought I had corrected this. I guess I didn't. Hold on. Okay, apparently, like I said, I call it bugs and brothers and sisters, but anyway, the story here is that then Eve was, that's America, was told to eat, to attack us. So I'm going to explain this more in detail tomorrow. It's very important if you can understand this. It's telling you a story of what their plan was. That's why he has this dilemma. And that's what I hope you can understand, or maybe you can, maybe you can't. There's dilemmas in the world right now. That's why you see hesitation back and forth. It can't stop anything. But it says they have a plan, Allah has a plan. Right? Their plan, false Israel has a plan. America has a plan. God Maker has a plan. False Israel has a plan. We have a plan. All nations have a plan. Only one don't seem to have a plan is you. But we are here to plan for you. That's what Master Muhammad's there, Master Covenant's here, right? To do the planning for you, to look over you, right? Protect you, because we know you sleep. We're not accusing you. We know you sleep. We know the situation, right? So we're here to protect you until you can wake up and start kicking ass and taking control, right? And taking avenging our women, right? That's primary. But everybody's got a plan, and we're the best of planners. So everybody got his plan. So the thing is that their plan is was to board us, throw us in the river, so forth, so on. Right? Israel's plan, right? They had a plan to, right? They don't want us to take our land back. Esau has got a plan because he wants to take control of the planet. He says that's the plan, but it's his, not ours. Right? Everybody's got a plan. See, the 10 kings, they got a plan to go against us. See, they know when we come, they're going too. We're going to bring a new world and all things new, and they won't be part of it. They can't withstand the pressure that we're going to. They can't withstand the normal pressures. They can't stand the qualities of pressure. Because we're not going to tolerate any stupidness, ignorance, fools, dummies. We won't make it our kingdom. Okay, I think we'll leave it there, brothers and sisters. Then we'll leave it there. I think I'm going to do chapter 18. Well, I'll probably have the reductionist tomorrow, the part that didn't work too well. But actually, I want to show it because it's a graphic, try to give you a graphical understanding of what's going on in a mathematical way, in a graphic, in the form of a graphic. Because it's all mathematics. Once you understand pressure, understand vectors, understand how the universe works, that's the angel right there. You gotta get the angel mind. Okay? And that was the point I was trying to make. Okay. See, the angel is the structure you need. The structure for that. That's the new reality you're bringing in. I said, I make all things new. It's right there. It's in it gets new structures, new way of thinking. So when you start studying it and you start working out in it, right? Working out the verses, working out, you got the angel key. Angel key tells you, right? It's the key to it, right? So, key to getting to the gym. So again, you start working out these, all the equipment, right? You get stronger and stronger, so exercise all your muscles. Because you can go in, you find those muscle guys, they look like the Hulk on the top and look like Popeye on the bottom because they didn't work out their legs. And the angel, it works out all aspects of your brain, all aspects of it. So get all of it, comes in, it's nice, smooth, and powerful. You don't look like, oh man, look at this guy, man, he's top heavy. No, whole thing, you start working out. So it means now you bring in a reality based on, right? Say for instance, you go in the gym, other people ain't going to the gym. So now all the people going to the gym, they're gonna bring a new reality in because man, you gotta be tough, man, you gotta fall, be tough and muscular to deal with it. The other guys, they're gonna run right over them, the wimps. Because you're gonna start doing things right. You do things that muscle people do. And you have more control. So eventually that's, hope you understand that. You understand? Like when the devil brought this reality, and what happened to the reality of the Native American that was here? It's gone. It's gone, it disappeared. But that was the reality they had before the devils came here. But now it disappeared, it's gone. It's crushed out of existence. Because they came with a superior mind. So it blew this mind, the old mind away. It blew the mind, the old world away. Adam came online, he blew the whole reality that what did exist away, it's gone. And if you was part of reality, you either was gone with it or you was oppressed by it. You either destroyed by this reality or you're oppressed by it. The reality they brought in. It oppressed us. But we transformed, enough press transformed. Now we bring a new reality that was destroyed. This was totally, there's no evidence of old reality is gone. No Roman Empire, no Napoleon Empire, no Alexander Empire, all that stuff is just gone, history. This is what is here now. They made all things new. And so we're going to destroy this reality. And how they do it? They did it with the sealed Bible. They got hold of that. It's sealed, just a sealed version. What if you unseal it? If you come in, you're able to rob banks with a blank gun. What you gonna be able to do? You got a gun, just load it. You see what I'm saying? So this is, and so the angel is going. So if you got that mind, it means you're already in the hereafter, because you're operating on that level. And so it means you transforming things around you. Because if you operate on that level, you're going to start changing things around you on that level. Like me. Only people I want around me is people that connect with this level at some point, trying to get to it. And I'm affecting everybody around me. What I'm saying is affecting people whether they realize it or not. Because I'm talking what? A new reality. Something totally different. Think about that. The angel is talking about something totally different than anything you've seen before. You don't see anything like this any place. That shows you this is new. It's something new. And they can't contest it. That means they can't fight against it. All they can do is resist it. Because they can fight against it, but it destroyed it a long time ago. It's destroying them. Because their reality is on fire. Their reality is on fire. You understand, Brown said that reality is on fire. Because the pressure of this is increasing. It says when you open, as you open the seals. And the thing is, let me say this, I'm going to close, Brown says this. In 1990 is when I officially broke the seals. Okay, in 1989 is when I came in contact with the INJIL, started looking into it. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just interested. I had no idea this would be the result. My 1990 had broke this, right? So right away, I went and got a printed copy out. I have it right here. I went, and my level of understanding at that time, I went and had it printed in a book. So I want to be able to go back and say, this is what I was thinking at that time. See how my thinking would change. I didn't know it would be 30 years in the future at that time. Right? How my thought would, so I could go back and look and see how I was thinking then, how I was thinking later. And there's nothing in there that's changed. So only one thing in there has changed. Is at that time I was a little confused about who was the witnesses. I was thinking it was Iran and Turkey. That was the only thing I wasn't quite sure about at that time. Everything else is exactly like I had back there. It's but more detail, much more detail. So I had it right back then. I just had that one little detail I was kind of wasn't sure about, but I had it printed. And right away, when I had it printed, I sent a copy to Farrakhan, registered mail. I never was with Farrakhan. Don't get him understand. I wasn't with him. I knew who he was back then. I never followed him 1 second. I saw him coming right away. I had never again no contact with him, right? My wife, she's passed, that was married at the time, right? She knew him because she ran messages. Elijah Mama's MGT dress shop, and he used to come in, she talked to me, and she actually said she had a conversation with him after the message departed, and she told me a long conversation she had with him. Right? You'd be surprised at things he told her, right? But anyway, I never had any personal contact with him. I seen him, I've been close to him, but I've never had a conversation with him. And I knew who he was then. I sent him a copy of it. And then right after I sent a copy of it, wasn't too long after that, he was diagnosed with cancer. Now you say that's coincidence? Who the Lord will consume with the spirit of his mouth and destroy where the bright was coming. That starts consumption right there. With what they call cancer, the consumption disease. That's what they call it. And that was a curse of all the devils. You didn't find any trace of that crap in Africa, maybe now, but didn't before. See? First attack would be on him. All of a sudden, bam, and it got worse and worse and worse. Now I told you what, last year, back in September, whatever, I said, he's been diagnosed, right? Alzheimer's, everything. I said, yeah. Have you heard from him since then? You didn't hear any news anyplace else? Nobody told you that. Did you hear that from anybody else? You didn't hear from them. Right? I put out this selling the website, selling YouTube. I'll show it again. I said, that boom, you never heard from since then. Nothing. Zero. And now he's about to be cast down. Remember, he would have to be allowed to be cast down. So that shows how close we are. We're going to stand, brothers and sisters. This is not a joke. It's not a joke. Now, people are going to be very serious in a minute. When my people get serious, you don't want to be around if you ain't part of it. See, I'm moving that rock. Master Muhammad's going to give a little push. Rock, when I do that cave, the light's going to come in. People sitting dark, see the great light. I see light because that rock moved in front of the cave. All this stuff comes back together so beautifully. See the great light. They wake up, come out of that cave, and start kicking ass, taking names, taking everything, make an owner, create a player of God of the universe. Protect our women. Even tribulation. Because you're going to walk through steam. You're not going to walk through fire, you're going to walk through steam because they're going to America be fired first. When they first attack, it'll be on fire. But quick turn to steam. You're going to walk through in steam. Steam is hot. It's hotter than fire. But you can walk through steam, it has no control though. So you can fan away steam, has no control. See, everything's steam, everything's broken apart. America's you guess you don't walking through. And demons gonna be exposed because they be turning this steam too, right before your eyes. Oh, I'm with you. Damn, why you smoking over there? You about to flame. Oh, you turning this steam. You ain't one of us. You can see things you wouldn't believe, brothers and sisters. That's gonna confirm your mind. It's gonna seal your mind. Your your mind's gonna seal it, so you have this. When you get it, it's gonna be firm. It's gonna be firmly fixed. See, that's what tribulation is all about. Get that mind back and then firmly fix it. So when you come out, you're going to have to throw a new way of thinking everything else. Your new way of thinking is going to bring a new reality. You can't think like this. How you going to think like this world and bring a new reality? You're going to bring a new reality. A beautiful one. The one personally tailored for your particular taste. With our women, glorious, our heaven. They love taking care of us. Almost like a mama. They love taking care of us. They love us. That's their desire. Why do you want to take care of old bum that's sitting around here? Can't wipe his own behind. You want to mess with that. Got no diapers for your behind. But they want to. That's their desire. It's our desire to protect them and provide for them, and make everything comfortable for them. Make sure there's no concern or anxiety or anything. That's the natural way. Because in one body, it's the left hand and the other hand. I hate to say this, right and left, because that means there's something wrong with the left. This the right hand, but was this the wrong hand? Two sides, and they work together. Beauty and strength. Beautiful. Now, we got some women warriors out there. They want to kick ass. We're going to let them. We ain't going to stop them. They want to do it. But woe to those that put a scar on them, scratch anything. Because you got some of these sisters out there, and they got some warrior sisters out there, and believe me, you'd rather have your ass kicked by a man than a female. I tell you that. Because when a female grabs your ass, they ain't looking for no surrender. Oh, I surrender. Yeah, okay, good. Now it's easy to cut your throat. That's where I see females. I see females, boy, with it. Look, they used to have a movie called "A Deadlier Than the Male." Deadlier than the male. Hey, look it up. Right? See? Guy said, "Oh man, okay, you give up. Oh, no, get rid of that. I had to worry about that problem no more." I really in the war of Armageddon. The war of apocalypse. I really have female generals and male generals and male generals. Oh man, give them up. They gave up. Oh no, hey man, give up. Oh, assalamu alaikum.